Wheaton. Ryan Grant and Daniel Bray having to start from the tail of the field after engine failures in the pre-final. Also problems for Jason Lee. He's starting from a long way back as well. So some of the faster runners are going to have to work their way through this field. 28-lap final. Pacific Kart Sport, KZ2. This will be a good one because the faster guys that have dominated the weekend have had to start at the back. So keep an eye on the yellow 2NZ, 3NZ, and the CRG number 7 of Jason Lee. Auckland's Ryan Urban leading Michael Wheaton here. We've got a big group of Maranello chassis running in the midfield just ahead of Tokoroa's Rick Houston. The Pacific Kart Sport number 14. There's Ryan Grant from the back. Great opening lap. He's well up inside the top 6. Jason Farmelo just up ahead as Michael Wheaton and Ryan Urban were disputing territory just ahead of this group. Ryan Grant, quick look over his shoulder. Up at the Karcher corner, shifting through the gears, reaching maximum speed just after the kink and up the hill. Ryan Grant's going to pick up another spot and he latches himself onto the back of these two. The Wheaton Electrical number 67 of Michael Wheaton. And the right kart's number 90 of Ryan Urban. So it's Nicholas Kaiser out in front. Wheaton second, Urban third. And Ryan Grant is up to fourth. From the final grid position, up the inside of Urban goes Ryan Grant. These two have had some fantastic battles over the years in gearbox racing, open class racing around New Zealand. Ryan Grant can't get by. Ryan Urban, former New Zealand Open champion. Ryan Grant, also a former New Zealand champion. He's had recent experience with Daniel Bray and a couple of the other gearbox races up in the US, racing in Las Vegas at the Shifter Kart Nationals in November 07. As Grant goes up the inside, late on the brakes, picks up a pretty easy pass in the end. Up into third goes Ryan Grant. And he's got to chase down the race leader, Nicholas Kaiser. Graham Smythe didn't get a very good start. He's back there in fifth, just saw him there and shot. So Graham Smythe didn't get a very good start. Nicholas Kaiser has led from the start. Current national champion for the KZ2 class. As Ryan Grant slices down the inside of Michael Wheaton at turn 4. Up into second. Goes the red and yellow, number 3. And the chase begins. Can he close the gap? Has he got enough time to chase down Nicholas Kaiser? These two have fought some serious battles over the last year. Ryan Urban, late on the brakes, gets sideways down into one. Graham Smythe takes advantage. Goes by the former New Zealand Open champ. Kart Sport Auckland's Graham Smythe. In the Burger Fuel, number 24, Maranello. Jason Lee. Just showing his frustration, unable to get by Ryan Urban. And Michael Wheaton third, Graham Smythe now fourth, as we now have a battle for the lead. Michael Wheaton and Graham Smythe down the inside at turn 1. He's going to pick up the third position. He started off the front row, didn't get a very good start from the standing start at the start of the 28-lap final. But he's now up in third, but we've got a ferocious battle up front. The current national champ up against Ryan Grant, who's dominated the weekend speed-wise. Top qualified, was leading the pre-final until an engine seizure stopped his run. And Nicholas Kaiser from the Taranaki Kart Club has now got his hands full. Storming drive here from Ryan Grant. Similar to the New Zealand Championships at Palmas North last year, where Grant stalled off the start of the final. He dominated the weekend. He ran out of laps and Nicholas Kaiser took a popular victory, but it was still an amazing race watching Ryan Grant have to come through the field. And unfortunately just came up a little bit short at the end. But Nicholas Kaiser knows he's got a race on his hands now. Quick look over his shoulder out of the Karcher corner. These two easily the quickest two drivers on track as Grant goes down the inside, under brakes into one. Kaiser had a half look down into two. New race leader from the back of the grid. Auckland's Ryan Grant. Fastest lap of the race, a 36.5. That's an average lap speed of 85.2 kilometres an hour. That's for the average lap. Nicholas Kaiser just 2/10 slower as Jason Lee goes down the inside of Michael Wheaton. That'll be for the 4th position. So Jason Lee also from the rear of the grid in the Cunningham Construction, CRG number 7. Storming drive. And he's just a shade slower than the race leaders at the moment, just a 10th slower than Nicholas Kaiser's fastest lap. Ryan Urban, I think setup-wise maybe towards the end, just starting to go away now. He's certainly getting very, very sideways in places. Running a wider line. Through turn 3, Jason Farmelo's going to pick him up as Urban got sideways off the exit of 4 again and lost 2 spots to Farmelo and the 86 of Alex McLennan. So that drops Ryan Urban out of the top 6. Some fantastic racing from the Pacific Kart Sport KZ2 class. Ryan Grant looking to defend his title. He won a year ago at the CIK Trophy of New Zealand, presented by Karcher here at Hamilton. Here's the checkered flag. Ryan Grant with an amazing victory from the rear of the field. Nicholas Kaiser 2nd, Graham Smythe 3rd, Jason Lee 4th from the rear of the field as well. Michael Wheaton 5th. Jason Farmelo makes up the top 6.
Ryan, that's got to be the drive of the weekend, off the back of the grid, and you came through and won it.
Yeah, the kart was absolutely brilliant. We put on another engine because we blew one up in the pre-final, and it just did everything it needed to. It was, it was perfect.
Just tell us about the early part of the race, because it didn't take you long to get to the front.
I got a good start, which got me up there quite a bit, and we got the kart set up to come on quite early because we're starting off the back and we'd have to clear the field. So, yeah, it was just perfect. Did everything it needed to.
Once you got out in front, I think Nick stayed about the same distance behind you.
Yep. I was watching Nick in the corner of my eye, so I could see him there, so I knew when I needed to push, but he was definitely quick.
Nick, well done, 2nd place. Ryan, off the back, got you.
Yeah, he's always going to be hard to beat, you know, so I'm just happy to be 2nd this year since I couldn't race last year.
I think it was about 5 or 6 laps when Ryan got there. Were you surprised that he took it that quickly?
Yeah, yes and no. Like, you know, he's always a man to beat, and I was just pretty much a sitting duck, I guess, but I tried my hardest and that's all I could do.
Once he got past, no way of getting him back?
No, I was naked before then, mate.
Graham, just tell us about it at the start, because Nick got you there.
Yeah, got off the line all right, but then sort of had a few problems with another competitor at turn 2 and got taken out a bit, but yeah, drove on from there.
Like your teammate, a great drive to come back through to 3rd place.
Yeah, Ryan's always fast, and I knew he was going to be coming through, and he did and won, so good on him.
What about yourself? You had to do almost the same as well.
Yeah, from the 2nd corner I had a bit to do, but got there in the end.